Almost 2 years ago, I made a video talking about some of the most insane badges in Splatoon 3, ranging from badges that required thousands of hours to be put into the game, to others requiring you to be a top 10 player in the world. The Splatoon devs created an absolute nightmare for completionists. But as I just said, I made that video almost 2 years ago. Since then, Nintendo has added even more insane badges. There's not a ton to go over, but lots of people have been asking me to make a part 2 to the original video. And for completion's sake, I agree. If you enjoy this video, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe for more Splatoon content. While they've added quite a bit of new badges since I made the last video, a lot of them are relatively simple. Today, I'm just going to be covering 3 badges, which of course I would have added into the last video if these badges existed then. First off, we have the Golden Tournament Manager badge. At first glance, this badge seems impossible. You need to organize a Splatoon 3 tournament within the Nintendo Switch app with at least 1,000 players. How on earth does Nintendo expect anyone to get this badge? Well, in a similar fashion to the video I made 2 years ago, I'm once again here to tell you that the Splatoon devs worded this badge description in a very misleading way. You don't have to host a singular tournament with 1,000 players. The badge is cumulative. It keeps track of how many players are entering all of the tournaments that you host, and once you hit 1,000, the game will give you the badge. Even with that though, this badge certainly isn't easy. You'll need quite a big reach on social media platforms to eventually hit 1,000 total participants. I do remember hearing back when this badge initially came out that there was some way to sort of cheese it. I'm not sure on the exact details of this, and unfortunately I couldn't find any information since it was quite a while ago. But if anyone does know about that in the comments, feel free to let me know. Regardless, Nintendo's intent with creating this badge was absolutely crazy. Next up, we have a more recent badge, being the Golden Sheldon badge. You can earn this badge by reaching a 4-star freshness level on 50 different weapons. I'm not gonna sit here and act like 4-starring a weapon is the hardest thing in the world. It just takes a few hours, but having to do that for 50 weapons, that's asking a lot, especially for a more casual player who doesn't play a ton of Splatoon. But at the same time, grinding for this badge can be really fun. You'll get to try out a ton of different weapons, and when you finally get the badge, you'll have a good amount of experience on each of them, making you a pretty flexible player. This badge can be a time sink, but it's well worth it, especially since barely anyone seems to have it. Last, but certainly not least, we have the badge that I know all of you were expecting to see here. In the last video, I talked about the 5-star weapon badges, and how they were insane, not necessarily because of the difficulty, but just because of the time commitment that it required. Not everyone has the time to grind Splatoon for hours upon hours, and even if they do, not everyone specializes in just 1 or 2 weapons. I have some friends who got Splatoon 3 at launch, logged hundreds of hours into the game, and to this day, still have 0 5-star weapon badges. It's a huge time sink. Well, the Splatoon devs decided to be extra mean in the last major patch because they introduced 6-star, 7-star, 8-star, 9-star, and the badge that claims the final spot in this video, the 10-star weapon badge. Let me put into perspective just how insane this badge truly is. Last time, I told you that the 5-star weapon badge required 1,160,000 freshness points. A single knockout in a ranked mode gives you 2,500 freshness points. So that means you need 464 KOs in Anarchy/X rank battles, or 829 Turf War wins, since those give less freshness points. That's a lot of Splatoon just for 1 weapon badge. Well, at least I thought that was a lot of Splatoon for 1 weapon badge, until they released the 10-star badges. These require a staggering 6 million freshness points on a single weapon. That is 2,400 Anarchy/X rank knockouts, or 4,286 Turf War wins. This will take you hundreds of hours. And remember, you need to be winning your ranked games. Losing in a ranked mode barely gives you any freshness points, so any losses are just adding to the already insane time sink these badges require. Oh, and don't even think about trying to cheese these badges, because private battles don't count towards your freshness. Only the most dedicated, loyal weapon users can even dream of getting this badge. And even for them, this is no easy feat. The only saving grace with this badge is that it worked retroactively. So even though the 10-star badges didn't exist before the version 10.0 update, the game was actually still keeping track of your weapon freshness after 5 stars since the game's launch. And I was very thankful for this because that was how I instantly got my 10-star Dark Tetradulies badge. I am quite close to getting 10-star Light Tetradulies as well. That's a work in progress, and you guys will definitely see a video here when I finally get it, but oh boy. All I'll say is that has been a painful grind. So yeah, those are the new badges that I would have included in the last video if they had existed at the time. You might be wondering, with the addition of these new badges, has my opinion of the hardest badge in Splatoon 3 changed? Last time I said that I believed the golden Shellout Machine badge was the absolute most difficult one in the entire game. If you didn't know, this badge requires you to hit the Shellout Machine jackpot 16 times, which means that you need to have every single seasonal title and golden banner. Yes, only the silver and golden capsules count towards this badge, not the bronze ones. To this day, I have still never seen anyone with this badge. I have heard a story of one person having it on their splash tag, but word on the street was that person wasn't playing the game legitimately, so that doesn't count. Well, do I think that the new 10-star badges are more difficult than the golden Shellout Machine badge? No. I don't. In fact, I don't think it's even close. Sure, the 10-star badges require a ridiculous amount of hours, but for 99.9% of people, the golden Shellout badge would still take more. You can roll the Shellout Machine thousands upon thousands of times and still be nowhere near getting this badge. The Splatoon devs are truly diabolical. That's the end of the video. Be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed, subscribe for even more Splatoon related content, and leave a comment letting me know what you think of all these badges. Also, let me know if you have any 10-star weapon badges. I'm really curious which weapons my audience is dedicated to. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you all next time.